Discover how a struggling girl surprisingly captured a millionaire's heart in just 3 days. Lily brushed a lock of hair from her face, the warmth of the summer Chicago sun barely breaking through the clamor of the busy restaurant. Her heart raced as she balanced trays of steaming plates, her smile constant even as fatigue crept in. Each day felt like a marathon, one filled with juggling late shifts and Dr. S appointments for her mom. But she wouldn't give up. Not for herself. Not for her mother. With each tip earned, a flicker of hope glimmered for her dream of becoming a graphic designer. She found her solace in her sketchbook, the pages filled with vibrant dreams waiting to escape. She would steal moments between the chaos of orders to outline breathtaking illustrations. To her, every pencil stroke was a step closer to freedom, away from the judgment that clouded her life. Each night after work, she would hold her mom's hand, whispering stories of adventure and art, promising brighter days ahead. That evening, excitement buzzed in the air as Lily volunteered at the community fundraiser designed to uplift local artisans. The atmosphere vibrated with life, laughter mixed with the sound of music, everyone eager to celebrate creativity. She poured her heart into creating promotional materials, hoping this chance could showcase her talent. As she worked, her eyes met Tyler S. across the room. He was out of place amid the raucous joy, clad in an expensive suit, easily identifiable as the Millionaire CEO here reluctantly. Yet, his gaze lingered on her sketches, a light of genuine curiosity breaking through his hardened exterior. She felt an undeniable pull, like magnetic fields, a connection sparking that neither could ignore. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Lily was lost in the moment, her laughter resonating, when suddenly the atmosphere darkened. A group of Tyler S. colleagues approached, their condescending comments slicing through the jubilant buzz. Look at that girl. Must be nice to dream big, right? They snickered, their laughter ringing sharp and cruel. Lily's heart sank, suffocated by the weight of their judgment. Would Tyler see her for more than where she came from? Tyler, still captivated by Lily's authenticity, remained oblivious to the ridicule swirling around them. Yet a storm brewed in his mind. Could he break free from superficiality? Through the crowd he felt the pull of their connection, a depth he craved. Just as their moment of clarity arrived, Lily stood frozen. She felt exposed, vulnerable beneath the unkind words, retreating from the warmth of connection back to the shadows of hurt. As she slipped away, Tyler turned, realizing the chaos of wealth surrounding him only masked a deeper longing. In earnest, he paced outside, searching for her. The evening sky darkened, mirroring the unresolved tension in his heart. Could love overcome the barriers built by society's cruel design? Would Lily risk opening her heart to him? With each step, both faced a crossroads, a chance at authenticity shrouded in vulnerability. Lily leaned against the cool brick wall outside the venue, her breath coming in shaky bursts. She had always hoped to rise above the taunts, but tonight, the sting of their words cut deeper than usual. Distant music faded, replaced by the pounding of her heart. It felt like a betrayal of the hope she had clung to for so long. She wrapped her arms around herself, feeling too small, too vulnerable. Hey, the voice reached her like a gentle whisper in a storm. She looked up to find Tyler standing there, the harsh lines of his suit softened by the kindness in his gaze. I saw you back there, he said, stepping closer. I'm really sorry about what they said. They don't get it. Lily swallowed hard, unsure of how to respond. Instead of letting words tumble out, she allowed the silence to flow between them, hoping he could read the chaos swirling in her heart. Your drawings are incredible, he continued, looking at her with a mix of admiration and confusion. Why did you stop? I didn't stop, she replied, her voice barely a whisper. I just got lost for a moment. Tyler stepped closer, his presence both comforting and intimidating. You don't have to feel lost with me. I see you. I want to know you. Her heart raced at the sincerity in his voice. Yet, doubt lingered like an unwelcome shadow. You don't know who I am or where I come from. I'm learning, he said earnestly. And I want to keep learning. The warmth of his words washed over her. But as quickly as it came, fear trickled in. What could a girl like her offer a man like him? Was she setting herself up for heartbreak? Why me? She asked, her voice trembling. Why would a man like you choose to connect with someone like me? Because maybe someone like you is exactly what I need, Tyler replied. His gaze bore into her, and for a moment, the world around them faded away. The moment felt fragile, like a soap bubble ready to burst. Just as Lily opened her mouth, ready to let all her fears spill out, a loud laugh from the party behind them crashed the intimacy. A bitter reminder of their contrasting worlds. The laughter was a reminder that Tyler belonged to wealth, power, and privilege, things she had always been on the outskirts of. We should go back inside, he suggested, breaking the terse moment. Lily hesitated. What if I'm just a distraction for you? Something new and shiny but not lasting? A flicker of something defiance? Crossed his face. I don't think you're shiny but rather brilliant. And I'm willing to take the risk if you are. His proposal hung heavy in the air. Could she really risk everything for something that felt so uncertain? Just give me a chance to show you, he urged, reaching out as if expecting her to grasp his hand. Lily's mind raced. Should she take that leap of faith? Or protect herself from potential pain? With her heart pounding and fear whispering doubts, she realized that the choice lay before her. A path filled with vulnerability and hope, or a retreat back to the shadows. Just then the fundraiser's music swelled again, filling the silence with a call to clarity. The warmth of possibility danced in the air around them, yet the weight of her hesitation held her still. Lily, you said you would never give up. Tyler's voice cut through her thoughts. What if this is your moment? With a deep breath, she faced him, heart wavering between courage and doubt. Did she dare to jump? And as uncertainty danced in her gaze, Tyler's eyes sparkled with temptation. Would she step forward into a world where they could be together, or retreat back to safety and fear? In that heartbeat, the decision loomed larger than either of them could fathom. Lily took a breath, feeling the air thrum with possibilities. The sweet scent of night wrapped around her, mixing with Tyler's clean cologne. She met his gaze, his eyes filled with an intensity that both scared and excited her. It was a chance to step into the unknown, to share herself, her art, and her world, or retreat into the familiar shell of insecurity. Okay, she finally said, the word tumbling from her lips with unexpected conviction. I'll take that chance. The flicker of surprise on Tyler's face was quickly replaced by a broad, sincere smile that seemed to light up the dim alley. He reached out, his fingers brushing the back of her hand before enveloping it in his warmer grasp. The rush of connection sent a jolt through her, grounding her in the moment. Let us go back then, he said softly, pulling her gently toward the swirling crowd. The music, now a lively echo, filled the space between them, creating a cocoon of energy that felt alive. They walked together, hand in hand, and Lily could feel the tension in her chest loosening as they crossed back into the venue. Inside, the hall pulsed with laughter and clinking glasses, a world of glamour and warmth that felt entirely alien. But Tyler didn't let go of her hand. Instead, he leaned down, his voice barely above a whisper. You're not a distraction to me. You're a breath of fresh air. His words wrapped around her like a reassuring blanket. She could sense the curiosity and interest in his demeanor as he guided her deeper into the room. Friends waved and acknowledged him with enthusiastic shouts, but for Lily, it was as if a spotlight had turned solely on her. She felt exposed but empowered. Do you want to dance? He asked, his smile infectiously inviting. Lily hesitated, glancing at the couples twirling on the floor, their movements a blend of confidence and ease. I'm not sure, I'm not much of a dancer, she admitted, her cheeks warming. Neither am I, Tyler confessed with a playful chuckle. But we can figure it out together. The moment felt like a gentle nudge, coaxing her to move beyond her comfort zone. And as the rhythm of the music pulled them closer together, she felt the world shift a little. He led her to the dance floor, and despite her doubts, she surrendered to the moment. With every shaky step, Tyler guided her, his laughter infectious. She couldn't help but smile. They stumbled together, arms awkwardly overlapping, but each misstep felt like a new inside joke between them. See? Not so scary, right? Right, she laughed, the sound bubbling from a place of surprise and delight. For a moment the laughter and the beat drowned out the whispers of her past, those taunts that had haunted her. As the song shifted to a slower melody, Tyler pulled her closer. His arms encircled her waist, and Lily melted into the comfort of his embrace. She could feel her heart racing, but this time it was a feeling of exhilaration, of being seen for who she really was, not just a girl hiding in the shadows. But as she relished in the warmth of connection, a familiar voice sidled up behind them, cutting through the magic of the moment. "Tyler, what are you doing with her?" Lily's stomach sank at the sound of Julie, one of Tyler's well-connected friends, dripping with condescension. The laughter from the nearby guests faded, and the focus turned to their little bubble of joy. For a brief second, the warmth surrounding them chilled. Tyler's grip tightened around her. "Lily is with me tonight. That's all that matters." But the room didn't fade away, and her insecurities rushed back, a flood threatening to swallow her whole. Did she belong here? Lily felt a flicker of fear. Was this what she had stepped into? A world so drastically different from her own where the opinions of others could cut like a knife? "Maybe we should," she started, her voice quavering. But Tyler shook his head, his gaze unwavering. "No. You deserve to be here. Don't let anyone make you feel otherwise." The defiance in his voice sparked a flicker of hope within her, but dread also crept in. What were they about to navigate together? Just then, as Lily searched Tyler's eyes, the question loomed larger than the harsh judgment around them. Lily felt her heart pound in her chest, echoing the uncertainty swirling in the air around them. She met Tyler's eyes, searching for reassurance, for any sign that they could withstand this pressure together. He didn't falter. In fact, the defiance he projected in that instant inspired a small breath of courage. "Let us go outside," he said, his eyes momentarily flickering toward Julie and the group gathering around her. "We can find a quieter place to talk." "Are you sure? I mean, what if she says something?" Lily's voice was quiet, almost shaky. The prospect of confronting Julie felt heavy on her shoulders. Tyler squeezed her hand, grounding her with his warmth. "Let her. You're with me and that's what matters. Just trust me." Torn between anxiety and a newfound determination, Lily nodded. They moved through the crowd, Tyler's presence warding off the gaze of others. The laughter and chatter faded as they slipped through the doors to a small balcony overlooking the city. The cool night air brushed against her skin, a stark contrast to the heat inside. The city lights twinkled like stars across the horizon, a breathtaking view that momentarily distracted her from the confrontation ahead. Tyler leaned against the railing, still holding her hand. "See? Just a little escape," he said, his voice low and friendly. He smiled, trying to ease the tension in her shoulders. "Thanks," Lily replied, grateful for the support. "It's really beautiful out here." "It is. But not as beautiful as you," he added without a hint of shyness. Her cheeks went warm again, but it didn't feel like embarrassment. It felt nice. "Tyler," she started, but he shook his head, cutting her off before she could dwell on the earlier encounter. "No, listen. You are right where you're supposed to be. People like Julie can only see a snapshot. They don't know the real you." "But I don't fit in their world," she confessed, the edge of doubt creeping back in. "I'm not glamorous or special." His gaze softened with conviction. "You're special to me. That's what counts. Let us not let them dim our light, all right?" She gulped, his words sinking in. The night felt heavy with possibilities again. "We should go back inside," she suggested hesitantly. "Only if you want to. If we stay out here a bit longer, what am I going to do?" He arched an eyebrow, and for a brief moment, the weight of the night felt light again. "Maybe just talk?" "Perfect." He leaned closer, eyes sparkling in the dim light. "Tell me one thing you love most about your art." The question caught her off guard. It wasn't just about creating. It was about expressing herself, her struggles and her dreams. "I love how it feels to transform something ordinary into something beautiful. It's like I'm leaving a piece of myself in every stroke. It lets me breathe." "Exactly. And that's you, Lily. A breath of fresh air for everyone who's lucky enough to see it." Time slipped away as they chatted, each word unwinding the tension from the earlier encounter. The connection between them deepened. Each laugh and shared secret felt like building a bridge from her insecurities to newfound confidence. But just as they began to lose themselves in this magical moment, The door creaked open behind them. Lily turned to find Julie stepping out, her expression a mix of surprise and irritation. "Tyler, I thought you left that girl behind. What's next, a love story?" Lily's heart lurched as Julie's words cut through the night air, cold and sharp. The lightness from earlier threatened to dissipate, replaced by a rush of apprehension. Tyler stepped in front of Lily, protective yet calm. "Yeah, and it's a beautiful story worth telling." The room fell silent, tension tightening. Would Tyler stand firm in the face of judgment? Or would Lily's fears twist the moment once again? Lily held her breath as the moment hung in the air. Tyler's stance was solid, a wall of protection against the cruel words that drifted from Julie's lips. But his calm couldn't completely chase away the chill creeping through Lily's chest. She felt exposed. Julie stepped closer, her expression a mix of mockery and disdain. "Come on, Tyler. You can do better." "She's just what?" Tyler cut in sharply, his voice laced with warning. "She's just a girl who cares about her art? Who has dreams. I see a lot more in her than you ever will." Lily's heart soared at his words but was swiftly crushed by the weight of Julie's icy glare. The hurtful gaze held a power she didn't know how to combat. "Art? You think that's impressive?" Julie shot back, her laughter ringing hollow. The crowd inside was growing restless, their whispers filtering through the open door. "You think your little sketches and paintings are going to matter in the real world?" Lily's cheeks burned, her insecurities flaring up again. "Tyler, maybe we should just go," she murmured, wanting to shrink away from the tension. But Tyler turned to her, eyes fierce. "No way. You're not going to let her dictate how you feel about yourself. You're stronger than that, Lily. Remember our talk?" The words echoed in her mind, battling against the doubt that Julie's presence had resurrected. She took a shaky breath, feeling raw yet resolute. "People like you see what they want to see," she finally spoke, surprising herself with the strength in her voice. "But I know who I am and what I want. And I won't let your sneering ways define my worth." Julie's smirk faltered. For a moment uncertainty flickered in her eyes, but then she dismissed Lily with a wave of her hand. "Whatever, this is pathetic. Good luck with your little fantasy." With that, she turned and strutted back inside, leaving the door swinging shut behind her. For a moment silence reigned. The tension loosened like a peeling thread, and Lily felt the weight of Julie's negativity lift a little as the adrenaline ebbed. Tyler turned to her, eyes softening. "That was brave, Lily." She managed a small smile, her pulse still racing. "Thank you for defending me. I didn't think I could say that." "You can do more than that," he said, an encouraging spark lighting in his expression. "You just need to believe it yourself." As they stood there, the city sprawled out below them, the lights twinkling against the velvet night. Lily realized something pivotal. She wanted to fight back. Not just for herself but for the connection that was blossoming here with Tyler. "Let us go back inside," she said, newfound determination fueling her voice. "And let us show them that we're not going anywhere." Tyler grinned wide, his enthusiasm infectious. "That's the spirit. Together, right? Together." But as they turned towards the door, it swung open once more, revealing Julie's silhouette. She held a cell phone, the glow illuminating her smirk. "Oh, and guess what? I just snapped a wonderful picture of my little fantasy and sent it around. Let us see how long you hold up when everyone knows what you truly are." Lily's heart dropped. The stakes had just raised immeasurably. Would the support of Tyler be enough to withstand the looming judgment that was about to come crashing down? Lily's stomach twisted, a wild mix of fear and determination bubbling within her. She acted on instinct, stepping forward, heart racing. "You can't just do that, Julie." Her voice cut through the tension as the world around her faded. Julie's grin widened, like a cat playing with its prey. "Oh, watch me. Everyone will see your art for what it really is. Just some scribbles, nothing more." Tyler stepped up next to her, his presence grounding. "Lily," he whispered, "take a deep breath. This is about you, not her." The weight of his words wrapped around her like a warm hug. Suddenly, Lily wasn't just the target of Julie's ridicule. She was standing up for herself, and that flicker of bravery ignited something deep inside her. "You know what, Julie? Go ahead and post it. People can say what they want. I know my worth." Tyler nodded, his excitement palpable. It fueled her further. Lily could feel a swell of support growing between them, a shield against Julie's attacks. The idea of sharing her art, of opening herself up to the world, didn't seem as terrifying anymore. Whatever, Julie sneered, flipping her hair with exaggerated drama. She turned and walked back into the party, but not before glancing over her shoulder with a glint of triumph. As she disappeared into the throng, a mix of anxiety and exhilaration surged within Lily. Tyler turned to her, eyes bright. That was epic. I can't believe how strong that was. You've got something amazing in you, Lily. A timid smile broke through the storm clouds of her emotions. You really think so? Absolutely. Takes guts to stand up to someone like her, and you just did it. You've got the world in front of you. For a moment, the heaviness of the situation melted away, leaving only their smiles and the night sky providing a backdrop. As they stepped back into the crowd, the energy shifted. No longer was Lily a bystander. She was present, ready to be herself among familiar faces. All her fears chased away by the simple act of defiance. But as they moved through the party, she noticed people staring. Whispers floated around her, and Lily's heart sank a little. Would they really judge her for what Julie had said? Would they look at her and see the same little girl with dreams and art as she saw in the mirror? Hey, it's okay, Tyler said softly, noticing her unease. You've got this. Trust that there are people here who will stand by you. Just focus on your art, remember. Maybe he was right. Maybe this was about pursuing her passion, not about what anyone else thought. The moment beckoned her, promising stories and connections beyond what she could imagine. The night stretched on, full of laughter and music, yet a weight loomed over her. Julie's words. What if they did matter? What if all of this caught fire in the wrong way, leading to a backlash she wasn't prepared for? As she and Tyler entered the heart of the party, strangers began to approach with familiar faces suddenly curious. Sweating palms and a racing heart danced together as whispers morphed into sidelong glances. Look who it is, the artist. Someone called, smirking. What is she going to do? Paint us a masterpiece? Another added, the sarcasm dripping. Lily inhaled deeply, tentatively lifting her chin. This was her moment. She could either sink or swim. And just when she thought she might drown, Tyler took her hand, anchoring her. But the environment shifted again. Someone in the crowd, their eyes locked with hers, full of intensity. Suddenly, she wasn't feeling just the weight of judgment. She felt seen, truly seen. Lily. The stranger's voice broke through. I heard about your work. Can we talk? And before Lily could fully process the situation unfolding, she was left wondering what this mysterious figure wanted from her. Was this her shot at redemption? Or just another twist in the chaos that was her life? Lily blinked, trying to process the figure stepping closer through the dim party lights. The stranger looked familiar, a face she couldn't quite place. His gaze was steady, filled with a curiosity that made her heart race faster. Sure, she stammered, surprised by the tremor in her voice. What do you want to talk about? I'm Jake, he replied with a warm smile that made the corners of his eyes crinkle. I'm an art collector. I heard someone mention your name and I needed to see if it was true. Your work, it's unique. I'd love to see more of it. Her heart skittered in her chest. An art collector? This was the kind of attention she had dreamed of, yet part of her wondered if it was too good to be true. You really want to see my art? She asked, hardly believing her own words. Absolutely. He gestured gently. Do you have a portfolio or something? We could grab a quieter spot to chat. I'd like to hear your story. Tyler squeezed her hand, encouraging her as she felt her nerves bubble over again. I have some pieces at home. Let us go then. Jake replied, unwavering in his enthusiasm. I'm all for a late-night art adventure. Lily glanced at Tyler, seeking reassurance. His encouraging smile spurred her forward. Maybe this was what she needed to propel her through the storm that Julie had stirred. Okay, she agreed, a flicker of excitement sparking in her chest as they maneuvered through the crowd. Laughter and music buzzed around them, but Lily felt like she was moving in slow motion. Thoughts raced. Was this her moment? What if he didn't like her art? What if he asked questions she didn't have answers to? In a few fleeting minutes, they reached her family's car parked nearby. With shaky fingers, she opened the trunk, revealing boxes of canvases and sketches she had piled up. This was the essence of her heart, laid bare in those colors and strokes. Wow, Jake said as he peered into the boxes. This is fantastic. You really capture emotion in a way I haven't seen in a long time. Pride unfurled within her, pushing aside the nagging doubts. She began pulling out pieces, each with a story, each sparking memories of late nights spent pouring her soul onto canvas. As she explained, she noticed Jake leaning in, genuinely interested. His questions were thoughtful, his responses sincere. The connection was palpable, like they were two artists painting their own narrative together. But as she tapped into her creative spirit, a thought crept in again, Julie's mocking laughter, the whispers, the uncertainty. Would this moment matter tomorrow? Would it vanish in daylight, leaving her as vulnerable as before? Jake's eyes lit up with each piece she shared. You have a gift, Lily. You need to showcase this. I can help. Help? Doubt crept back in. How could you help me? I have contacts in the art world. I can set up a showcase for you. We can get your name out there, show people what you can do. Tears prickled at the corners of her eyes as hope swelled within her like a tidal wave, washing away insecurities. Was it really possible? She wanted to believe, yet fear held her back. But what if no one shows up? What if it flops? Then we'll try again. Success is built on failure, but you have to take the leap. With each confident word he spoke, Lily could feel a shift within her. It was terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. She wanted to leap. She wanted to embrace this possibility. But as the logical side of her brain wrestled with her dreams, another part whispered, what if losing this moment would mean losing her chance? Jake took a step closer, his gaze steady. So what do you say? Will you let me help you? Just then, the laughter from inside the party echoed like an invitation to return. Would she be brave enough to leap? Would she take this chance, risking her heart for something beautiful? The decision lay heavy in her chest, and as her heart raced, she felt a pull towards a future shimmering with possibilities. But just as she opened her mouth to answer, Tyler's phone buzzed. He looked down, then quickly met her eyes, a mix of urgency and concern crossing his features. Lily, he said softly, you need to see this. She turned, feeling a cold wave wash over her again. This moment could change everything, but in the noise of the party, something was crashing through the calm once more. What had Tyler seen that could threaten the fragile hope blooming inside her? Lily felt the knot in her stomach tighten as she leaned in closer to see what had captured Tyler's attention. He stood with his phone illuminated in his trembling hands, his brows furrowed like he had just found a storm on the horizon. What is it? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The pounding music from the party faded into a distant thrum, and all she could hear was the rush of adrenaline in her ears. Tyler turned his phone toward her, revealing a social media post. The headline read, "Local artist exposed for art theft." Her heart sank as she read the caption that accompanied it. Photos of her past works were plastered alongside accusations that she had copied them from well-known artists. No, this can't be true, she breathed, her hands shaking. I've poured my heart into those pieces. I would never. I know, Tyler said, his expression a mix of anger and disbelief. You've never stolen anyone's work. But this could ruin everything. Lily felt as if the ground had shifted beneath her feet, pulling her into an abyss of despair. She was no stranger to the whispers that accompanied every brushstroke. Insecure doubts told her she was an imposter. And now this? It felt like the weight of the world pressed down on her shoulders. Does Jake know? She asked, panic lacing her voice. I can't have him thinking I'm some kind of fraud. I don't know, Tyler said, glancing back at the party. But if he finds out, what if he believes it? The thought rattled her to the core. I can't afford to lose this chance. Hope had flickered, now extinguished by this dark cloud. Lily, listen, Tyler said firmly, his eyes locked on hers. You need to talk to Jake. You have to show him who you really are. Don't let this take away your voice or your moment. She felt a swell of gratitude for him, but dread mixed with it. How could she possibly face Jake now? The thought of his initial excitement turning into disappointment made her stomach churn. What if he walked away? Taking a deep breath, Lily steeled herself. You're right. I have to tell him. But what if he doesn't believe me? I can come with you, Tyler offered. His voice carried a heat of friendship and loyalty. We'll figure this out together. Lily's heart thudded against her ribcage, uncertainty swirling inside her. In that moment, she realized the battle wasn't just about her art. It was about her truth. Would she step into the light and claim it? As they turned to head back, Lily glanced at Jake, who was now talking to someone else, laughter bubbling around him. She could still sense the energy he had brought to their conversation earlier. The way he had looked at her as if she could change the world with her art. "Let us do this," she said, determination carving a path through her fear. She reached for her canvases, resolutely repositioning herself as an artist who owned her narrative. But as they approached, Jake caught sight of them, and the look on his face shifted from cheer to confusion. He was quick to notice the tension brewing around them. "Lily?" he asked, concern etching his features. "Is everything okay?" She opened her mouth to speak but faltered, caught between fear and the need to be honest. Just then Tyler's phone buzzed again. He looked at it, the urgency palpable. "What now?" Lily asked frantically. "Another post," Tyler said, the color draining from his face. "It's worse," and with that her heart sank again. Could this really be the end of everything she'd only just begun? Before she could voice her fears, Jake stepped closer, waiting for an answer, and suddenly, the weight of her world felt heavier than ever. How could she possibly find the right words when everything was unraveling? The moment was charged, suspended in the air. She could either fight for her truth or let it slip away. As the clouds gathered overhead, one question lingered. Was she brave enough to face the storm? Lily swallowed hard, her throat dry as she struggled to find the words. Jake's eyes were inquisitive, searching her face. This was a crucial moment, one that could change her life forever. The noise of the party faded to a dull roar in the background, the laughter and chatter blurring into an indecipherable hum. "Lily, what is going on?" Jake pressed, concern deepening his voice. "You look scared." "No, it's not," she started, clenching her fists to keep her hands steady. "It's just there's something I need to tell you." Tyler stood beside her, a steady anchor amid the chaos swirling in her mind. She felt the warmth emanating from his presence, the silent encouragement to keep pushing. After what seemed like ages, she finally took a shaky breath, ready to step into the light. I was just accused of stealing my art," she blurted out, wincing at how raw her words sounded. The honesty hung there, suspended, heavy with the weight of all the emotions swirling inside her. Jake's brows knitted together, and a frown touched his lips. "Accused? By who? That sounds insane." "Some random post online," Lily continued, her heart racing. "I saw my work next to other artists with people saying I copied them. I don't know what to do, Jake. I didn't do it. I swear." Fear twisted in her gut as she watched Jake process the information. His expression softened, but she could see the flicker of doubt in his eyes. The memory of the vibrant conversation they had shared earlier was shattered, leaving only a broken silence. "I can't believe this," he finally said, running a hand through his hair. "You're serious? I've seen you work. You put your soul into those pieces. You'd never just take someone else's idea." "I know," Lily said, desperation seeping through. "But this could ruin everything for me, my reputation, my career. What if people start to believe it?" Tears welled in her eyes, frustration bubbling inside her. It felt like she was losing herself all over again. Tyler discreetly took a step back, giving them space but not losing sight of her. He remained, offering silent support, and she was grateful for it. Jake took a long breath, searching her face. "Then we'll fight this together." "What?" Lily blinked, the disbelief settling like a fog. "Are you sure? I mean, what if it gets worse?" "You're worth fighting for, Lily," he said firmly, that spark of earlier confidence returning to his voice. "I won't let you go down without a fight. You need to show everyone the truth behind your work." His words warmed her from within, igniting a flicker of hope. But doubt still lurked like shadows at the edges of her mind. "But how? What can I do?" Jake stepped closer, an earnest look in his eyes. "We need to find those who can stand by you. Real artists. We'll collect evidence. We'll track down what they're saying and tell your side. This is your moment to expose the truth. You cannot let this define you." Tears brimmed in her eyes, but this time they were filled with gratitude. She felt a rush of warmth, knowing she had someone on her side. "But what if it doesn't work?" she asked softly, that tiny voice of doubt creeping back in. "What if I end up losing everything and you too?" What are you talking about? He shook his head, a slight smile breaking through the tension. You're not losing me. We're all in this together. Plus, I have your back no matter what. The sincerity behind his words sent a surge of hope through her. But as she looked at him, determination rising in her heart, a sudden thought struck. What if my art isn't enough? What if I can't prove myself? Lily, Jake said, raising his hands in a calming gesture, that's not true. You're amazing and you know it. Trust in your talent, and don't let this dark cloud linger. You need to take action now, don't give them the power over you. With every word, she felt the heaviness inside her lighten just the slightest bit. She was no longer alone in this messy battle. But a new wave of fear crested. What would a confrontation mean? Okay, she nodded, resolve building. Let us do this. Let us show them who I really am. As they exchanged fierce smiles, her phone vibrated again, the buzz slicing through the moment. Tyler checked his screen and his face fell. Another post, this one's damage control for them. Her heart sank again. Could they move fast enough? What was happening to her life? Lily, Tyler said urgently, we have to keep moving. No more waiting. With one final glance at Jake, she felt the stakes rise. They were nearing a crucial point where everything could change and she had to be ready. Let us go, she said, heart pounding anew. Let us find out what they're really saying. As they turned to leave, uncertainty flooded her thoughts. What if this next step wasn't only the beginning of a fight, but also of something much deeper? Lily took a deep breath, forcing herself to step away from the edge of the cliff that her emotions had led her to. With Tyler and Jake beside her, she felt the bond strengthen, a shield against the venomous whispers swirling in the air. As they entered the venue, the vibrant music surged around them, lighting a flicker of the kind of hope she hadn't dared to entertain just moments before. Faces swirled in a blur, laughter echoing like distant thunder, as their eyes locked on her and each one reflected a story, a judgment, or perhaps just maybe admiration. Let us find the source, Tyler urged, determination coursing through him as he led the way. They moved through the crowd, every beat of the music driving them closer to clarity. And as they approached a small group huddled around a phone, the murmurs morphed into something more substantial. The growing tension was palpable, like a drumbeat in her heart. Drawing closer, she caught snippets of their conversation. Can you believe she expects to be taken seriously? One voice sneered, the others whispering in agreement. Lily gulped, but instead of allowing that wave of despair to crash over her, she stepped forward, Tyler's hand still clutching hers and Jake right behind. She wouldn't run away anymore. Excuse me. Her voice was steady, a calm amidst the storm. The group turned, surprise etched on their faces as they processed her presence, nearly imperceptible gasps surrounding her. I heard what you've been saying. One of the onlookers, a strikingly fashionable woman wearing a knowing grin, raised an eyebrow. Well, Lily, we were just discussing the controversy surrounding your art. The word controversy stung, but Lily stood firm. Yes, I've heard. But I'd like to clarify. Her voice wavered slightly, but she pressed on, fueled by the support of Tyler and Jake. I would never steal another artist's work. Each piece I create is a reflection of my experiences, my struggles and my dreams. Their expressions shifted, uncertainty weaving through the crowd as the moment settled into a charged silence, every person absorbing her words. Jake nudged her gently. You should show them your sketches. Let them see the real you. And with that, she nodded, reaching into her bag and pulling out her portfolio filled with art. The surrounding crowd, once eager for drama, now leaned in with curiosity. Look, she said, enthusiasm trickling through her anxiety. This is my work. Each brushstroke is a part of me, everything I've felt and fought through. Lily unveiled her vibrant sketches, colors exploded beyond the canvas. Emotions echoed through each line and shade. The crowd shifted, interest flickering in their eyes, an electric buzz taking hold. The same fashionable woman, the one with the snarky grin, raised her phone to take a closer look. Wait, are you serious? This is incredible. What inspires you? Another voice chimed in, one she didn't recognize but sounded genuinely intrigued. Life, Lily said, her heart swelling as she met their gazes, reaching for every bit of courage she could muster. Love, loss, hope. I pour it all into my art, it's all real. This is who I am. Waves of empathy began to ripple through the group. Faces softened and a few people stepped closer, curiosity replacing judgment. As she continued to speak, stories began to unfold around her, a mutual understanding blossoming. Artists, dreamers, even skeptics edged in, joining the gathering, their reservations melting in the warmth of authenticity. "I know who I am and what I stand for," she said, tears prickling in her eyes, but they were no longer fearful tears. "And I won't let anyone take that from me. I've seen your work online, it's breathtaking." Someone shouted from the back, energy blooming like fireworks, igniting the crowd. "You deserve to show the world." The wave of support surged, embracing Lily as she stood there, no longer just a girl in a busy restaurant, but a vibrant artist with a voice that demanded to be heard. The whispers faded as the buzz of excitement took the front stage, and with each person buoying her spirit, she dared to hope again. Tyler squeezed her hand tighter, pride radiating through his expression. Jake nodded, visibly impressed, echoing the sentiments of the crowd. "This is your moment," Tyler shouted, and many around joined him, rallying together like a family, united in purpose. The atmosphere shifted, no longer laden with disdain but filled with potential, possibilities brimming in the air. The tension that had gripped her heart receded, giving way to empowerment and belief in herself. As the night unfolded, what began as a battle against judgment transformed into a celebration of connection, stories exchanged, laughter shared, and hearts opened wider than ever, enveloping them in warmth and acceptance. Finally, the weight of the posts and accusations sunk into the backdrop, overshadowed by a light that might just open the door to something extraordinary. And as Lily stood amidst the crowd, surrounded by new friends and allies, hope swelled deep and fierce. She was no longer alone in her fight. Her voice carried with others, echoing into the future. Together, she declared, a smile breaking through the tears, "Let us show the world who we really are." And with that, they charged forward into the bustle of the night, back into the swarm of voices ready to embrace the girl with dreams, one that now knew she could face anything. This was just the beginning. Now more than ever, this was the time for connection, bravery, and a community that lifted each other up. And you need to subscribe now to the channel, and not miss the next exclusive stories of inspiration and triumph. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and keep this message spreading. Comment your reactions and feelings about this journey. I want to hear from you. And don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation and find their own strength.